Hello and welcome to this first session of the course Master Cypress Test Automation Tool from Basic to Advanced Level. In this session, we're going to talk about what is Cypress Test Automation Tool, what are the features of Cypress Test Automation Tool, which makes it a unique testing tool. So let's first start with introducing you to test automation tool called Cypress. So Cypress is a complete end-to-end test automation tool built to test anything that runs on browser. Cypress is used by developers or QA engineers building web application using modern JavaScript frameworks like Angular, React, and many more. Cypress enables you to write all different type of tests like end-to-end tests, functional unit UI tests, functional API test, and unit testing. In here, unit testing is mainly done by the developers and rest all are taken by the QA engineers. Let us now talk about the different features of Cypress test automation tool. So for that, I will navigate to the documentation of Cypress. So you can go to the browser and just type cypress.io. This will take you to the home page. Now here it says the web has evolved. Finally, testing has to. So Cypress is a fast, easy, and reliable testing for anything that runs in a browser. You can easily set it up by simply running a command, which is npm install Cypress. We will also look at it in detail. Now, to get the features of Cypress, here there is a tab called features. So just click on that and you'll be landed to the features page. So let's talk about the some of the features of Cypress. So it says a test runner built for humans, modern testing with cross-browser compatibility. That means Cypress has a capability to test your application on multiple browsers. That means cross-browser testing. Then here it has shown the screens, the different screens of the Cypress, which I also have opened it here. So here you can see this is the test runner which opens up where all the test cases executes. We'll talk more about it in a few minutes. Now let's come down here. You can see some of the features are first, setting up test cases in Cypress is very fast. They claim, Cypress community claim that you can start within 60 seconds. And that's true when we will see it during the setup that we only have to run one command and all the setup will be done. Next, writing test case is also very fast and easy. It comes with a lot of APIs which are very familiar. So we'll talk more about it when we'll start writing test cases. Third, executing test is also very fast compared to any other tool available in market. There are a lot of debugging mechanism available, or debugging is very great in Cypress. So we'll talk more about it. Then some of the features which has made it more um, famous in the market are first, time travel. What does it mean? Cypress takes snapshot as you run tests. Simply hover over commands in the command log to see exactly what happens to each step. I can show you here. So here is the execution of the Cypress tests. And if you see here in the left side, you will see that all the steps which has executed are actually mentioned here. And when you click on it, it will open up what exactly has happened at that moment here. So this is my sample application and it's showing me that first we were trying to get this email address. So a get method was executed. Then we typed fake at email.com and you can see below here it will show you before and after. So when you are on before, it will show you what was the state of the element when before this command was executed and what was the state when the command was executed. So in a way, you are traveling time to look into what exactly happened. And in case any step has failed, you can easily debug by looking at this screen here. You can see also assertions are well highlighted and so on. So this is the first feature of Cypress. I'll go back. Then debuggability. That means it's very easy and fast to debug all the applications. We'll see more when we will talk about the debug tools. Okay, these debug tools can easily be integrated with Chrome Dev Tools. Then real-time reloads. What does it mean? So when you're like building the test cases, at that time it might happen that you have written a script in a wrong way, and now you want to fix it. So as soon as you fix and save your code, it will reload the test. That means it will rerun the test automatically. So you don't have to compile the code and then rerun. When your test runner is open, as soon as you save your file, it will reload the test. So that makes it very fast when we are developing. Then automatic wait. Now, one of the biggest challenge we face with all other test automation tools in out there in market like Selenium and other frameworks which are built over Selenium is the synchronization of the application. Now, the application and the test will execute in its own speed, and the test case you're writing will execute in its own speed. So we need a mechanism where we can synchronize both these things, like the application and the test and your test code. In case of Cypress, we don't have to worry about that at all. Cypress automatically takes care of all the waiting, like whether it's a page load wait or whether it's element load wait. All these weights are taken care by Cypress, and they do give you a way to control them, but that's most of the case is not required. Then one of the best feature which I like about Cypress is this spice stubs and cloaks. What does it mean? It means that a lot of time when we are writing the test cases, we have to depend on the application in the test, or we have to depend on some third-party tools which are integrating with our application. Using these spice stubs and clocks, you can actually mimic or you can actually mock the response just like any other UI automation or unit or testing tool. Okay, this feature is not available with any of the UI automation tool. It is very specific and is a game changer for Cypress, I would say. So we'll learn more about how you can mock the response of methods, you can mock the response of the APIs and so on using Cypress. Then the next, again, very great feature which made Cypress a good tool is the network and traffic control. Since Cypress executes directly inside a browser, it has control over everything what runs in the network. So all the API calls, everything it can track. Now, since it can track the API calls and it also has the features like spice and stubs, it can actually help you test a lot of edge cases very fast. Like one of the example can be you want to verify what happens to our application or how our application will behave when we are getting a 500 server error from the response, or when we are getting 404 not found response from the server. In all these cases, what usually testing this with a normal flow becomes difficult because you have to prepare a lot of test data. But using Cypress, you can simply mock that response, right? You can intercept the traffic going in and out and then modify the request and response easily. So that makes our end-to-end test very fast. It gives you a consistent result every time. Okay, it does not depend on Selenium like any other tool out there in market. All of them depends on Selenium, but Cypress is independent. And the last thing, you can easily create screenshots and visuals. You don't have to write even a single line of code extra. You just have to enable few configuration and you will be able to generate screenshots and videos of all your test steps. So these are some of the features which make Cypress a great tool. Next, these are this here it is mentioned what all are the supported tools. So it supports Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Electron, Brave. By default, it works on Electron, and all these modern browsers also work on Electron. So if you are testing anything on Electron, most of the time it will work on all other browsers. But if you specifically want to test on other browsers, you can Cypress provides us the choice. So that's all about in this task where we learned about what is Cypress Test Automation Tool and what are the features of Cypress Test Automation Tool. In the next task, we'll look into the architecture of Cypress. Thank you.